So, following on from the Daily Bugle Bounty Missions video, let's do a front page Elite Bounty Missions full guide. If you've seen the kind of coverage that I've done, and of course there are write-ups in the description down below, we're just going to be going over things in a bit more detail. The reason I haven't done all of the fights is that, well, you can't do all of the fights. We have to wait another week until the Elite comes in. So this is more of kind of like helping you out and preparing as well for those that are going to go in. So I've done the Scorpion fight, and that was absolutely fine. And you're going to see footage of that. And I've tried as best I can to give footage to these different fights, whether it be the daily or whether it be the Elite one. But it's difficult, of course, because we don't get access to this. So this is more for people that want to come back to the video on week 2, week 3, and week 4. Go to the description and get a little write-up. And at the same time, we'll talk about the different types of nodes and break them down at the same time. So let's begin with Scorpion, which we do have footage for, and we're going to show. A lot of these fights aren't overly complicated, but there's some little things here and there that make it a little bit more easier, and especially if you've got certain champions. Make sure to use boosts if you do find these particularly difficult or a little bit challenging. There's no disrespect in that. It's just some people want ease of access and ease of doing stuff. I also really recommend certain types of synergization, because you might be like, well, Rich, that team's set up right there. You're like, well, you got those 3 science champions. Well, it's not necessarily a thing that you have to go, oh, I have to do this in that kind of way because Rich said so. No, look at what you've got. Look at your roster, but also look at certain things. So shout out to my alliance leader, Let's Be Serial, who says to me a lot of the time, like, Rich, you do realize that you can use this particular synergy here with Kingpin, which is very effective. So that particular synergy is that you get 100% Rage, Purify, Ability Accuracy, which does help out massively in certain situations. And you could pair it up with, oh, I'll use Joe Fix-It maybe to do a little bit of fighting as well. And, you know, they're all of them gaining benefit. You could use Hood for this. You could use this for this. So don't always think that I'm only giving you options that are singular as opposed to synergy, because sometimes not everybody has the luxury of having availability of champions, but also the kind of like scope of things. So it might be like, well, I can take 3 very strong skill-based champions to go against Scorpion, or I could use a plethora of different champions in a synergization, which can be quite effective. So always treat it like that, okay? So to Scorpion now, as I've set up things for the video. So Scorpion, Bullseye is a fantastic option as it counters the power sting side of things and deals with evade when Scorpion is knocked down. Mole Man is another great option with true accuracy. Nick Fury is good too, and Kate Bishop is also good. Don't rule out Shang Chi, and another great amount of options that have that kind of shrug-off based elements to their kit, but also the evade-based measures. When a defender is knocked down, they gain an evade charge for 8 seconds. If the defender attacks while this charge is active, it is consumed, granting 100% chance to passively evade. And that's the issue that I had. But of course, different issues for different players in what they see with this. Each time the defender attempts an evade, they gain a physical resistance. Now, the defender won't be getting physical resistance passive if you indeed have done the evade-based countering. Do you see what I mean? So that's how I kind of approached the fight and felt that it was kind of like an easier way to get this done. So I hope that helps. Evade-based counters, or you can go a little bit of a different route. Power Sting, you know, the debuff Shrugging, debuff Purifying, Cleansing, Chill, Mole Man, you know, it's built into the kit. Mole Man, another great option, as we said a moment ago. So moving on to Black Cat. So Black Cat has a lot of things going on, you know, the bleed debuffs, Master Thief, Critical Caper. Yes, of course, I haven't done this, but this is, again, is all about setting you guys and gals up for this. But I think as well, you can bring into a lot of strong mutants. You could bring in Mr. Sinister with the parry heavy method. You could bring in Onslaught. Professor X could be good here. Captain Britain, Bishop. A lot of strong mutants can be very, very capable in helping you out. But don't underestimate other champions that could be helpful, like Mole Man, Falcon, Killmonger. And yeah, you could probably cheese this with any high damage champion, a strong Cosmic, for example. There are a few out there. Master Thief, when Black Cat stands up after being knocked down for the next 9 seconds, she will steal her calling card from the opponent when one of her attacks makes contact. So do you want to suppress this? Possibly. Do you want to suppress the power? Well, you could like basically power controller into oblivion with Doctor Doom, Fiend, I think, does a lot of power control. Shathra definitely. So look, approach how you see would be the best option. Is it going to be strong mutants? Is it going to be a strong power control? Is it going to be a high damage champion? Keep champion to an SP1, keep your distance. Watch out for that. I can't remember what it is, like a Gatling. No, it's not a Gatling gun, but it's the grappling gun. I was close enough. Grappling gun coming in. There's a bit of a difference. Symbiote Supreme. Okay, a lot of power gaining based mechanics. So, do you want to power control? Well, you could use power control based options. You could use champions that are not going to cast buff so much. I think that if you've got your visions, Deathless Vision, Age of Ultron, they can be good to power control. Purgatory, Enchantress, Black Widow, Clairvoyant, Doctor Doom maybe, but you again with all this you've got to be careful not to gain a buff. But it's always about what is going to be frustrating about this fight. It's power, power, power. And if it's all power, 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 then how are they building that up? You know, Prey on the Weak, the defender gains 5% of their max power each time a buff is nullified or expires on the opponent, on the attacker. Arm break nullifies armor up buffs. You could go down that route then, but it's the other things. You know, special attacks of both champions cost 50% less. The defender starts with a fight with a bar of power. Like, it's power, power, power. Like, what do you want to suppress that's frustrating? And we haven't really talked about the champion's kit, because as part of this, Symbiote Supreme will just obliterate anything that just casts a buff, okay? So would you then go, right, Science Champions, Titania, Spider-Man 2099, Antman, Cassie Lang, or High Evolutionary have that element of dealing with, they have buff immunity. I'm pretty certain all of them have buff immunity, or some type of buff immunity of sorts. And if they've got that, are they able to counter? So think about that. Think about whether or not they would be of benefit here. But also, Stagger, countering stagger elements. Again, you have to look at what you've got. Buff immunity. Could buff immunity work? Ask those questions and just experiment, because what you can do is you can go part way in, you can try out the fight, and if you get obliterated, you can reset. And you've still got the entry, so you can re-enter back in and still smash it out if things do not go well for you. So always remember that. Something I should remember to say in some of the videos that I've done about this. So I do think that just Science Champions could be quite good here in general, but don't rule out power control, putting in your team just in case, or something that will suppress it. Tech champions do have that power control elements, like we said, visions, blah, blah, blah. But if that's going to be problematic, then because some of them do have armor up buffs, and be careful, just be careful there with that one. So again, Spot, I think this is the re-emergence of Bullseye. Bullseye is a great option as well, I think, as part of his interaction with, I think it's Power Sting. Do we get Power Sting? No, we don't get Power Sting. For some reason, I thought we got Power Sting. We don't. But if you've got Bullseye, yeah, great option. You just got to remember about taking Time Bomb. When the attacker performs well-timed block, they gain a fuse charge. Striking the defender's block removes one fuse charge. Guess what you don't want on you? Fuse charges. So get those fuse charges off by doing some of the methods being advertised, or don't and get damaged. Yeah. So you'll just need to play into that. Striking defender's block removes one fuse charge, or don't do well-timed blocks. And if you don't do well-timed blocks, then you need miscounters. So look at miscounters to counter Spot, whether it be a Mega Sentinel, Bullseye, as we mentioned, Hercules with the SP1 with True Sense. You can go Serpent, you can go Cyclops. There's a whole load of champions. You just got to look at what's got like a miscountering within it that can work relatively well. Chilf as well, SP2 rotation possibly, but that's a bit labor intensive to get to there. Look at what's available, look at what you can do, and I wish you well in farming and grinding this out. And there's also one more thing, if you didn't know already. I will mention this in a separate video because I know some people don't watch all videos, and that's fine. You can just complain at me going, you're covering the same thing. Yeah, well, look, I can't force you to all watch like the same videos with it. But I know a lot of people are a little bit worried about putting in too many points from the daily bounties. So you can see here I've got 7. So you might be thinking, well, you've done you won't be able to get any more of these triggered, or you won't be able to do any more of these to unlock the elite ones as a result, because you've done so many of the daily bugle bounties. As we said before, it's not doom and gloom and it's not over, because what you can do is return back to the daily one, and providing you've got at least one daily left, what you can do is farm up to a certain point, which is like here, and say defeat Domino, which you can see on screen right there, and then don't finish the quest. Providing you don't finish the quest and reset it, you're able to farm more of the points for the bounty mission, which is the front page elite bounty, which if you've been following the channel, we followed an exploit of this, which is a Bunny's exploit, but technically not. Hope this is clear for people. Hope this helps. And yeah, check out all information's in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.